Welcome back to another Excel tutorial. Today I want to explore how to use the ISODD function. The ISODD function in Excel is designed to determine whether a number is odd. It is a type of logical functions that returns true if the number is odd and false if the number is even or if the value is non-numeric. This function can be particularly useful in conditional formatting, data analysis and various forms of numeric processing where the distinction between odd and even numbers is relevant. The ISODD function belongs to the group of information functions within Excel and checks whether a number is odd or not. The syntax starts by ISODD, open parentheses, then you type in the number that you want to have checked, you close the parentheses again, you hit enter, and then Excel will give you true if the number is odd and false if it isn't. The explanation, number is the value to be tested whether it is odd. I would say we start with an example. As you can see, we have our data here. And we can check the ISODD function for the quantity, for example, but it only works on numbers. So make sure to only use numbers with the ISODD function. We start by an equal sign followed by ISODD, open parenthesis. We mark our cell that we want to have checked. We close the parenthesis again. We hit enter and we get back false because 2 is not odd. We can drag this down now and we'll get back true for 3, false for 2, true for 1, and so on, because 3 is odd, 2 isn't, 1 is odd, 2 isn't, 9 is odd, 4 isn't, 6 isn't as well, and 3 is odd again. So just to clarify why we have false and true here. But what happens if we have like decimal values? I would say we just try it out. I start by an equal sign followed by ISODD. And then I mark the cell that I want to check. I close the parentheses again. I hit enter. And I drag this down. What we see here is that I get back true for 1.3, true for 1.6. For 2, I get false again, and so on. And for 0.4, I get back false, and also for 0.03, I get back false. Why is that? This ISODD function only works on integers, but not on floats. And an integer is just like a number, and a float is if it has decimal numbers. And if it has decimal values, then this ISODD function will just check the value in front of the comma. Okay, so 1 is odd, so we get back true. 0 isn't odd, so we get back false. I can also change this to, for example, 2.03. Then I get back false again because 2 isn't odd. If I change this to 1, I get back true because now the number is odd. And in Excel, when evaluating numbers using the ISODD function, Excel first checks if the number is an integer. And the ISODD function is designed to return true only for odd integers. So decimal numbers are not considered integers, and therefore the ISODD function will not evaluate them as odd or even. Instead, it treats the value in front of the decimal numbers as neither odd nor even. To clarify, in mathematical terms, the concept of odd and even applies strictly to integers, and an integer is odd if it is not divisible by 2 and even if it is. And this is why we get back true for 1, because 1 isn't. You can't divide 1 by 2 and get a non-decimal value back, but you can divide 2, and 0 is like a bit tricky, but 0 is also a not odd number. I hope you liked this video. If you did like it, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and see you in the next video.